How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about all things Marvel and, of course, everything relating to the MCU. Today, we're going to be talking about the Wandavision series. Now, unfortunately, many of Marvel Studios' current projects have been put on hold. Production for many of the movies and TV shows that are coming to Disney Plus have been postponed due to the coronavirus. But even though right now there's no filming going on with all of the projects at Marvel Studios, they're still managing to do some work like editing remotely. So they are still managing to work on the WandaVision series remotely a little bit to keep it as on track as possible. And today we have a leak that, of course, comes from an anonymous person who says that they worked on the set. And they've leaked a description on what they saw from a few episodes on the set. So let's go over what they saw and break it all down. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on to stay up to date on everything relating to the MCU, and I'm also starting weekly giveaways next week. So like with all leaks, take this with a grain of salt. We have no way of verifying if it's true or not. It was posted on 4chan, and the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War leaks that ended up being 100% true were posted on 4chan as well, because it's a place where you can go and post things anonymously. And if you're somebody who's working on the set of Marvel Studios, you're going to want to post it anonymously so you don't get fired. So it could be true, but of course take it with a grain of salt. And also, if you are trying to avoid any and all spoilers, here's your last warning. Click away now. So, the description starts off by saying, there are some really fantastic psychedelic pictures. I worked on several scenes focusing mainly on the formation of fractals from the surrounding area. For example, the scene where Kathryn Hahn grabs Wanda from the reality she finds herself in, and it was Brady Bunch's pastel from the 80s and from the real world, which is dark and chaotic. Another scene in which Kat Dennings dresses as a cleaner and Doctor Strange forces her into an astral projection so she can exit the role she was housed in. The show seems to be half sitcom and half blockbuster. The last scene was of their living room and their kids, but everything exploded, seeing many different versions of Vision, their children, Randall Park. Wanda yells and explodes with different dimensions and red lights. So there are seemingly 3 scenes to break down here. The scene where Kathryn Hahn, who is widely believed to be playing Agatha Harkness, grabs Wanda from a reality, a scene with Doctor Strange and Kat Dennings, and a final scene with Vision, Randall Park, and Wanda exploding. And based off of the tiny little teaser that Marvel Studios gave us for the WandaVision series during the Super Bowl, and based off of the other information that we know about the film, we have a pretty good idea of what's going on here. So let's start with the first scene. It's described as Kathryn Hahn grabbing Wanda from the reality she finds herself in, and it was a Brady Bunch's pastel from the 80s and from the real world, which is dark and chaotic. So first things first, which we assumed was going to happen in this film and is pretty much all but confirmed, is that Wanda is creating different realities. But the key character here is Agatha Harkness. I would be absolutely shocked if Kathryn Hahn was not playing Agatha Harkness. We even have leaked photos of her in a witch's costume. Now, Agatha Harkness is a pretty big deal. Not only does she have a major connection to the Fantastic Four and Franklin Richards, one of the most powerful mutants that the Marvel Universe has ever seen, she's also connected to Doctor Doom, but she also trained Wanda. And that is most likely what is happening here in the WandaVision series. And in the comics, Agatha actually does create an alternate reality for Wanda to help her cope with the loss of her kids. But what's most likely going on here is that Agatha is teaching Wanda how to create new realities, because the last time we left her, she was so powerful that she almost killed Thanos. However, we haven't seen anything that would lead us to believe that she knows how to create a new reality. So Agatha's main point in this series is most likely going to be helping Wanda actually develop witch-like powers like she has in the comics. Now, in the brief little teaser that we got for the WandaVision series, we did see different realities take place. And this leak mentions one specifically, which is the Brady Bunch pastel background, which we definitely saw. Now, this reality is a world to her where Vision is still alive and she has kids. But let's jump to the last scene where it says everything explodes. So it's very possible and widely expected that Wanda is going to go a little bit crazy in the show. It's kind of what happened during the House of M storyline. It's a very complicated storyline, but to summarize it, let's just say that she kind of goes crazy and creates this new reality. So right now, Wanda is living in this sort of perfect reality where she has a husband who is human. We know this because we've seen the promo photo from Marvel directly of Vision being in human form, and in this reality, she has 2 kids. But sadly, eventually, she is going to realize that her kids aren't real. Vision isn't real. He's not back to life. And this may cause her to have somewhat of a breakdown and explode. As it says here, the last scene is in the living room with their kids, but everything exploded. And it says, Wanda yells and explodes with different dimensions and red lights. Now, the red lights are clearly the energy that she's going to project. We see her energy all the time, and it's always red. But it says that she's going to explode with different dimensions, meaning she could destroy all of the realities that she created. Now, when she explodes and all of the realities that she has created get destroyed, there are two things that could happen. One is simply that everything that she created and everything and everyone inside of those realities, when they get destroyed, are completely gone. Her kids, Vision, any other characters are completely gone. Or they take from the House of M storyline and some of the characters that she created in these new realities, her kids, her husband Vision, come into her main reality. This is kind of what happened in House of M. Wanda combined two realities, and the end result was some people who were dead before but were alive in the new reality stayed alive when both realities combined. And this could possibly be what happens in the WandaVision series. Wanda will create a family, Vision will be brought back to life, and the two of them will have kids, and these could come back into the main reality. It's also widely believed that her brother Quicksilver is going to be returning for this show as well. There have been some audition scripts leaked for the roles of the children of Wanda and Vision, and in the script it mentions their uncle. Well, since Vision was created by Tony Stark, we know that he doesn't have any brothers or sisters, so the only brother that Wanda has is Petrov. So clearly, while bringing Vision back to life and creating kids for herself in an alternate reality, she brings her brother back as well, which makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't she? So when Wanda explodes and all of the realities eventually blow up, perhaps Quicksilver, her children, and Vision will come back to the main reality with her. But then we have another scene that involves Doctor Strange and Darcy. It says Kat Dennings, who is the actress that plays Darcy, is dressed as a cleaner, and Doctor Strange forces her into an astral projection so she can exit the role she was housed in. Now, this is a tiny bit confusing, but here's what I think is happening. Now, Kat Dennings has been confirmed to be in the WandaVision series for a while now, but the question is, what role will she play? Is she going to be working for S.H.I.E.L.D.? Is she going to be working for Dr. Eric Selvig still? We know that Jimmy Woo is going to be playing a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and we also know that Sword is going to be around in the WandaVision series as well. So right now her role is kind of unknown, but one thing is for sure, based off of this description of the scene, she's trying to sneak into the Sanctum Sanctorum. For whatever reason, we do not know, but Doctor Strange, being the master of the mystic arts that he is, detects her and sends her into an astral projection. The Ancient One did this to Doctor Strange when he first showed up, and she did it again to the Hulk/Bruce Banner in Avengers Endgame. Now, there's not much information to go off of here, but it could be assumed that Darcy is somehow working with Wanda in some capacity. Whether that's working with S.H.I.E.L.D. to try and stop Wanda from exploding and creating different realities or affecting the reality that they all currently live in, or somehow she's a friend of hers. But what seems to be happening here is that Darcy is trying to look for something that Doctor Strange may have, possibly a relic that could help Wanda. She could even be working for Agatha Harkness, because one thing is for sure, Wanda is going to appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, a lot of us didn't think that Doctor Strange would appear in the WandaVision series, but if the series is going to lead up to Multiverse of Madness, it does make sense. Now, it seems very clear that Wanda is going to be creating problems for the multiverse since she's going to be creating different realities. And based off of the title, Multiverse of Madness, we can tell that Doctor Strange is going to have his hands full with different realities. So what's happening with Wanda in the WandaVision series is going to directly tie into and affect Doctor Strange 2. Now, the one very interesting thing about the WandaVision series and Multiverse of Madness is that in the House of M comic storyline, which seems to play a big part in the upcoming WandaVision series, the X-Men and mutants were very heavily involved. In fact, in the storyline, Wanda is so powerful that she says no more mutants, and 90% of the mutant population is wiped away. And we've had many reports that we could see mutants in Multiverse of Madness. So while Marvel is looking for a way to introduce the mutants, they could have settled on possibly using Wanda and Doctor Strange to introduce them. There's been a report by Mikey Sutton that the Illuminati could appear in Multiverse of Madness, which of course has several mutants involved. There's also been a report report that Namor could appear in Multiverse of Madness as well. And really, since we're dealing with infinite different universes, the possibilities are endless. But based off of these leaked descriptions of some scenes from the Wandavision series that we got, one thing seems to be quite clear, and that is that Wanda is clearly going to have a big impact on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and the entire MCU moving forward. Whether that's creating mutants in the future or creating the multiverse that is going to be blown into madness by her exploding. But let me know what you think about these scenes that were leaked. We know that Vision and Wanda's kids are going to be in the series, but do you think that they will stay in the main reality? And what role do you think she's going to play in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on so you can stay up to date on everything relating to the MCU. For live updates, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.